Hi and welcome to a Kirby Maths video all about finding the mean from a table, and we're going to use a table of discrete data, and what that means is that the data can only have certain values. So for example, number of siblings, number of goals scored, and number of chocolates eaten. So you cannot have kind of in-between measures. Continuous data is data you measure using a measuring instrument, so like a length or a weight, and depending on the accuracy of your measure you can go to a number of decimal places for that. Okay, but we're going to look at discrete data in this video. We're going to look at the number of goals scored, and the number of matches, and we're going to fill in our table. Okay, now you can see that I've left a column at the end, and I'll explain what that's for in a minute. I also don't know why I've drawn that line across there. It needs to go across there, but anyway. Right, so the goals scored, if there were no goals scored in a match, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we'll assume that there were no more than 4 goals scored in this particular set of matches, and this might be 7, 3, 4, 5 and 1. Okay, and we are going to try and work out the average number, the mean number of goals per match. So we need to have a couple of totals. We need to have the total number of matches down here, and we also need to have the total number of goals scored. And in order to find out the total number of goals scored, we need to count the goals from the different matches. So here the table is telling us that there were 7 matches where no goals were scored. So that adds to our total no goals. So this is total goals. Okay. There were 3 matches where 1 goal was scored. So that adds 3, because I'm doing 3 times 1. I'm timesing these two numbers together. There were 4 matches where 2 goals were scored. So that's going to add 8 to our total, 4 times 2. There were 5 matches where 3 goals were scored. So that's going to add 15, 5 times 3. And there was 1 match where 4 goals were scored. 1 times 4 is 4. So if we add up together the total number of matches, 7 plus 3 is 10, 14, 19, 20, 20 matches, and the total goals scored in those 20 matches, 3 and 8 is 11, plus 15 is 26, plus that is 30. Okay, so this is the total number of matches, and this is total goals scored. And in order to find the mean, we're going to divide the total goals scored by the total matches. Okay, so the mean is equal to the total goals divided by the total matches, which would be 30 divided by 20. If you do that on your calculator, that comes out to be 1.5 goals per match. Okay, now it does not matter that you can't actually score 1.5 goals in a match. You can either score 1 goal or 2 goals. The mean average that we've worked out is 1.5. So you must not round the mean unless it's to a certain number of decimal places. You just always leave it as a as the number that you've got on your calculator, even if it's not a very good or satisfactory answer for you. Okay, so I'm going to do another example. This time hopefully my table will be a bit neater. So here we have number of siblings, frequency, so no siblings, 1, 2 and 3 siblings. And remember, I'm going to put an extra column on the end, so 4, 3, 1 and 7. Right, this table is telling us 4 people had no siblings, so that's going to add no siblings to our total number of siblings. Three people had 1 sibling, so that's going to add 3. One person had 2 siblings, so that's going to add 2. And 7 people had 3 siblings, so in total they're adding 21 siblings to our calculations. Right, the total number of people I asked for this survey is by adding up these numbers together. So 7 and 8 in 7 is 15, total number of people. Total numbers of siblings that they have between them, 3, 5, 26. Okay, so this is total people total siblings. So the mean is going to be the total siblings, 26, divided between the total people, and I would be doing this on my calculator now, so 26 divided by 15, and that comes to 1.73, and the 3 has got a dot over it because it's recurring. So we can work out that the average, the mean average number of siblings per person is 1.73 recurring. Now, we know we can't have 1.73 brothers or sisters, but that is what the mean is, so we don't round it, we just leave it like this. Okay? Just before I finish, I just want to draw your attention to the fact that here there are 4 categories, and on this example there were 5 different categories. We never do anything with how many categories there are, so we never divide by 5 or divide by 4 or anything else. It is always the total of this column, the frequency column, and the total of the frequency times whatever you're looking at, you add those together. Okay, so it's these 2 numbers we're interested in, nothing to do with how many categories there are. Okay, thanks for watching.